never imagined my life would take such a dark turn, but this is my story. How betrayal, justice, and revenge intertwined in the most devastating way. My name is Arslan. I had been married to my wife Farah for 8 years. On paper, we had the perfect life, a cozy home, a loving relationship, or so I thought, shared friends, and a respectable social standing. But as it turns out, appearances can be deceiving. Farah was always ambitious, charming, and beautiful. I admired her drive, and I trusted her completely. She knew I worked long hours as a lawyer, building a career and reputation. Little did I know, she had been quietly building a secret life as well, one that would shatter everything I believed about our marriage. It started subtly. Late nights at work that weren't really work. Phone calls that she quickly hid. Sudden trips to visit friends out of town. I brushed it off at first. After all, who was I to restrict her freedom? I loved her. I trusted her. But then, one evening, I found messages that changed everything. She had been having an affair for months with a man named Salman, a wealthy client of hers whom she had met through a charity event. Texts, emails, photos, all evidence of a betrayal so blatant it made my stomach turn. I was furious, hurt, and devastated. But I didn't act impulsively. I knew that I could take control in a way she never expected. After all, I was a lawyer, and I understood the law, the courtroom, and how to use evidence to my advantage. I confronted her privately. At first, she denied everything. She claimed I was paranoid, that I didn't trust her, that I was imagining things. But when I showed her the proof, her mask fell away. She admitted the affair, but she thought she had time, that I wouldn't act quickly, that she could manipulate her way out. She was wrong. I decided that I wouldn't just leave her or seek a quiet divorce. I would dismantle her life legally, professionally, and socially. I meticulously prepared a case. I gathered every piece of evidence of her infidelity, the financial misdeeds she had committed in secret, and the way she had attempted to manipulate legal contracts for her benefit. In court, I presented the evidence systematically, calmly, and ruthlessly. Emails showing her meetings with Salman, bank records proving she had been funneling money to his accounts, witness statements confirming her lies and deceptions. I left nothing to chance. The courtroom was silent as the judge reviewed the evidence. Farah had always been confident, used to charming her way through social and professional circles. But in that room, her charm was useless. Her reputation crumbled. Lawyers she had worked with for years looked shocked. Friends and family who attended the proceedings were stunned. By the end of the case, the judge ruled entirely in my favor. Farah lost access to shared assets, custody of the home, and all claims to finances that she thought she could manipulate. The social and professional humiliation was total. She had believed she could betray and escape unscathed, but the law, guided by someone she had underestimated, had caught up with her. Once the case concluded, I vanished. Not physically, perhaps, but from her life completely. I moved to another city, changed jobs, and severed all contact. Farah tried to reach out, begging, pleading, manipulating, but I ignored her messages. The woman who had once controlled my life, manipulated my emotions, and cheated with abandon, had no power over me anymore. The silence I left her with was the final part of my revenge. No words, no confrontation, no drama, just absence. That absence was louder than anything I could have said. It reminded her of everything she had lost: financial security, reputation, control, and the man who once loved her deeply. In the months that followed, I rebuilt my life quietly. No flashy displays, no social announcements, just peace. And in that peace, I realized something crucial. Betrayal leaves scars, but taking control of your life, your dignity, and your future is the most powerful revenge of all. I often think back to the courtroom, the moment when her confident smile faded, the quiet shock on her face as every lie she told was exposed. That moment taught me that revenge doesn't always require anger or violence. Sometimes it's calculated, quiet, and irreversible. Farah learned a hard lesson. Manipulation, infidelity, and deceit have consequences. And I walked away stronger, wiser, and free. The story isn't about me gloating or her suffering. It's about the realization that control over your own life is more important than vengeance for vengeance's sake. I didn't just ruin her. I protected myself, reclaimed my dignity, and vanished from the chaos she created. Being a professional lawyer gave me the tools, but it was the patience, the strategy, and the refusal to be manipulated that allowed me to dismantle her betrayal piece by piece. And when I left, she was left to face the full weight of her choices alone. Betrayal is brutal, but the quiet, calculated reclaiming of your life can be even more devastating to those who thought they could hurt you without consequence. I ruined my cheating wife in court, and then I vanished. And the silence that followed was the loudest justice of all.